Good morning, students. Welcome back in your class, biology class, and we were completed the topic of nutrition of life process, and today we are going to start another one topic, that's respiration. Respiration, you know that whatever we intake during nutrition, that is stored in our cells, and this stored food oxidize in the presence of oxygen to produce energy. But how this oxygen reaches to the cells, that is a complete mechanism, takes place by breathing and respiratory path. So today we are going to start this path and how respiration takes place in living organism. First of all, respiration is the process by which food is burnt in the cells of the body with the help of oxygen to release energy. Why we are using this word, that's in the presence of oxygen it's burnt. You know very well that in burning process whatever substance burn, it get mixed with the oxygen and convert into the energy. Suppose we are going to burn any paper, then definitely oxygen is required for the burning process, and after the burning whatever the energy released, that is the combination of the components which are present in the newspaper in the form of carbon as well as the oxygen present in the surrounding. Same in respiration, oxygen is mixed with food and get oxidized this food to produce energy. It takes place in the mitochondria of the cells. You know very well that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cells. And why we are using this term powerhouse? Because actually, mitochondria is not only the cell organelle in which energy is produced. Actually, it stores the energy as well. And first of all, whatever the food components are present in the cells, they goes towards the mitochondria where the oxidation of food takes place. After this oxidation, whatever the amount of ATP, that's ATP is a form of energy. That energy is the is present in our body in the chemical form of molecules that is called ADP. ATP is a adenosine triphosphate, that is the highest energy molecule of our body. Similarly, ADP and AMP also is there, but they are lower molecule, adenosine diphosphate and adenosine monophosphate. Now, next point is the energy released during respiration is used to make ATP molecules. Adenosine triphosphate, earlier I have to tell that, from ADP molecule, adenosine diphosphate, that is conversion of lower molecules to higher molecule. Actually, these lower molecules like AMP and ADP are present in our cells, in our mitochondria, and whenever the food is burnt, the another phosphate is released, and this ADP combine with this phosphate molecule and convert into di-to-tri. Suppose adenosine has two molecule of phosphate, and after the addition of another phosphate, it convert into triphosphate. So this is the higher energy molecule. When the cells need energy, let's see this reaction. ADP, that's plus phosphate, in the presence of energy from respiration, which is the release by the respiration, it's convert into the ATP. Energy is stored in the cells in the form of ATP molecule. When the cells need energy, ATP is broken down in the presence of water to form ADP and energy is released. When the body required energy, actually ATP is the form of energy which is stored in our cell. But how we can utilize this energy in our work? Whenever we need the energy, this ATP break down in the presence of water, phosphate is released by the ATP, and energy is provided by this process. Okay, so that is a very common processes which are present in the respiration, how the energy molecules usually formed in our cells. Now the types of respiration. how many types of respiration takes place in living organism? There are mainly two types actually, aerobic and anaerobic. If it takes place in the presence of oxygen, then it is termed as aerobic, or if oxygen or air is absent, then it is termed as anaerobic. In lower organism, anaerobic respiration takes place. Why I am using this word, that's lower organism? Lower organism, that means non-chordates, like member of Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes. Usually they respire in the low oxygen, or without oxygen they can respire also. And some bacteria, some mycoplasma, and even some blue green algae, they can also respire in the absence of oxygen. These all are the lower organism, okay, which perform anaerobic respiration, because energy, for the formation of energy, oxygen is not required for them. Actually they can respire in the presence of oxygen as well as in the absence of oxygen. That is not actually compulsion for the oxygen in that. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. It produces more energy. The end products are carbon dioxide, water, and energy. It takes place in most organisms. In aerobic respiration, glucose is converted into pyruvate in the cytoplasm in the presence of oxygen. And then, in the presence of oxygen, pyruvate is converted into CO2, water, and energy in the mitochondria. You can see in by the reaction of that, the glucose first of all convert into the pyruvate. Actually, it is a mediator molecule. For the formation of this pyruvate, oxygen is not required actually. Okay, a cytoplasm, in fact it takes place in the cytoplasm. This complete procedure takes place in the cytoplasm only. And after that, this pyruvate in the presence of oxygen convert into CO2 and water molecule in the mitochondria. Remember that for the formation of pyruvate from the glucose, oxygen is not required. Whether it is present, it can form. If it is not present, it can form. So the presence of oxygen is not compulsion for the formation of pyruvate molecule. Now, anaerobic respiration, that is also takes place in the mitochondria, because energy is produced by the mitochondria only, but oxygen is not used by that. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. It produces less energy. The cell and the end product are lactic acid or ethanol, CO2, and energy. It takes place inside the muscles and yeast cell. Yeast cell is a kind of fungal cells, and you know very well that yeast is a bacteria fungi, and we are using this yeast for the formation of cake, bread, and idli, dosa, and so many fermented food material. Now, in respiration, in aerobic respiration, in muscles, glucose is converted into pyruvate, and in the absence of oxygen, pyruvate is converted into lactic acid and energy. Actually, this kind of reaction takes place in our muscles. Whenever we perform any hard work or the very vigorous physical activities, if we perform, then oxygen is not to be completely oxidized by our cells, or not reaches inside the cells by the blood circulation. Actually that time we require more amount of oxygen, but it is not possible by the simple breathing process. In that case, whatever the food molecules are present in our muscle cell, that break down in the absence of oxygen and convert into the energy. Definitely energy is produced less in amount, least in amount, but lactic acid is also produced, which is stored in our muscles only, which cause uh, cramp, muscles cramp, and you know that pain, muscle pain, muscular pain, joint pain, like that. Okay, so that is the reaction takes place in our muscle only, where the glucose convert into the pyruvate. Pyruvate actually the form, it's a molecule which is formed in each and every type of reaction. You can see over there, in aerobic, anaerobic, in the both kind of anaerobic respiration, pyruvate is formed. Okay, so pyruvate, for the formation of pyruvate, oxygen is not necessary required. So after pyruvate, in the absence of oxygen in our muscles especially, this produce lactic acid and energy. In anaerobic respiration in yeast, glucose is converted into the pyruvate, and in the presence and in the absence of oxygen, pyruvate converted into ethanol, CO2 and energy. It means we can say that oxygen is not required for this process. You can see that I'm just doing mark as well, okay, that oxygen is absent in this process, okay, and pyruvate is converted into the ethanol, CO2 and energy, okay. So like this process we can see that okay, how the respiration performed by the living organism, how many types of it. So for today that's enough, and on another class we will start, and we will start the new topic, that is human respiratory system. So till today that's enough. Have a nice day to all my dear students.